Pula, Imvula, rain. The blessing of life, gratefully reflected in the maize fields. And behind each ripening cob lies another blessing, that of care to convey knowledge, to reach out to rural communities across South Africa and turn soil potential into food, hunger into harvest festivals. Beyond abundance, the stories unfold, each one with a different journey, all from a 1 hectare start. Her name is Thembi Shongwe. Her journey whispers in the maze, like her standing tall, a symbol of hope to the adjacent township.
Oh, la Brady ngineminyaka le-35 ngihlala khona. Ngishadele khona la Brayton.
The town of Brayton is situated in Mpumalanga, near Ermelo, Carolina and Christmasmere. Initially established as a farming community, mining activity has over the years brought an influx of people. Sadly, economic conditions have seen rising unemployment. But Mam Shongwe believes that where there's an opportunity to plant, hope abounds.
Ngaqala engadini. Ngabuya ngachinja kwathiwa nangumasibili emasimini la kutolunya khona umbila nemabhontshisi. Nami ngangena khona lapho ngaba igroup.
The group forms part of a carefully woven farmer development program spanning over more than 2 decades, blessing the lives of thousands, hectare by hectare.
Grain SA ngimjoyine kusula ku-2016. Wangifundisa, wanginika ama-training. Namhla senginelwadi ngokulima. Ukuthi na ulima fanele ucale ngani kude ngani step by step. Until la ngikhona wangenta ngaze ngakhula ukuthi ngibe nema-hectare lamanye ngoba ngisuke ku-1 hectare until manje ngilima over 10 hectares.
The Farmer Development Program of Grain South Africa is effectively a program targeted at developing farmers. You know, in South Africa, there are many definitions of that. But for us, it includes guys that produce food just for themselves to guys that produce food for the nation.
Grain SA is a farmer organization. It's a voluntary organization. We're a non-profit organization which is independent and autonomous. And what we do is we look after the producers in terms of a collective, and where the key focus is to make sure that the producers in the country is sustainable. And if we keep the producers sustainable and we provide that service to the producers, we're providing a service to the country as well.
Established in 1999, Grain SA's services are focused on the production of grains and oilseeds. Although farmer development was included from the onset, the extension of this successful training to 1 hectare subsistence farmers started as a dream in 2014. Large parts of communal lands were yielding far below potential, and people were struggling. Yet to reach out to these farmers required a solid funding structure for aspects such as logistics and modern inputs. Grain SA therefore formed partnerships with the government and a number of other agricultural role players, such as Bayer. The farmers themselves show commitment through an annual fee.
For us at Bayer, Africa is a growth continent. A substantial part of these growths are the impact that we do with smallholder farmers, and specifically also subsistence farmers.
We are uniquely positioned as a life science firm with a strong focus in agriculture to make a meaningful difference within the space with our resources, with our capabilities, and with our knowledge. But however, we can't do this on our own. This is where we need partners like Grain SA to come on board and to reach these communities where we are unable to do so. We also value them because they bring in additional partners where it provides a holistic solution to smallholder farmers.
For us, it's very important to get the producers to obtain commercial yields. And to get that, you need them to have good quality seed, good quality chemicals, good quality fertilizers. And Bayer plays a big role in helping and assisting us to give that access to producers, to have the access to the right technology.
Grain SA is the biggest entity to really work in the grain market in South Africa. And our collaboration has an essence of really giving training, education to empower smallholder subsistence farmers in South Africa to not only acquire knowledge, but also use technology.
To the farmers on this piece of municipal land in Breyten, it has been life-changing.
Ngivunile kakhulu, ngiyakhona ukuthi ngithenge izinto zasekhaya, omunye umbila wami ngubeke ngigaye ngawo impuphu ngustore. Ngondle umndeni.
To Thembi Shongwe, being a real farmer has become a springboard for her dreams.
Namanje ngifuna kwakha lelikhaya lilungise libe lihle. Then ngithenge nemoto. Sengiqalile ngithengile titini. Ukuthi ngi-improve impilo yami ngibona iyachubeka. Njengoba ngicale kulima. Lokunye lengikwendako ngiyabasita labanye if kushoniwe ngibanike something impuphu baside ngaleyo ndlela leyo nabo basitakale bancedakale.
And it all starts with the soil, getting the foundation right, from pH balance to practices that will ensure a healthy soil structure for sustainable growth.
Njengoba ngicale ngilima ngale no-till ngoba nemhlaba nangawuphenduli awuguguleki uba kahle nakunemvula bese kuyagugulweka or kusheshe kome kuyaphuta ngoba ino-till yinhle ngaleso sizathu sokuthi uma uhlanyele ngayo vele nemhlaba uyakhaveka ube nesigcoko kungasheshi kome kuphume lo mswakama lapha.
To share this valuable information on sustainable agronomic practices requires a well-structured network of knowledgeable people.
Our Grain SA program is based here at the head office, but we've got regional offices, and these are where the farmers are at. And in each of the regional offices, we will have a regional manager that represents Grain SA. We'll have an assistant that manages the coordination and support of that office. And then we'll have a network of mentors and a network of trainers.
The 9 regional offices are strategically spread across provinces, and there are over 260 active farmer study groups. Yuri Mens heads up the regional office overseeing the Breyten group. In fact, he oversees mentorship on different scales, ranging from subsistence to advanced farmers. In this way, Yuri has also been part of Solomon Masanko's journey.
Solomon, as a boer en al deur die hele proses is oor seker meer as 15 jaar al. Hy's nou al op 'n punt waar hy 'n baie groot boer geword het, maar nou ploeg hy terug deur 'n mentor te wees vir die klein boere.
Solomon has played a major role in upping the yields here in Breyten.
Before Grain SA, these farmers, some of them were getting a yield of 12 bags on a hectare. The role of a mentor here is to teach the people, teach them how to do things well, why they should be planted on the right time, and then why they should put all what is required. And in the end of the day, the result of doing well is to get more yield. Mam Shongwe, she is a leader in the team. And she's doing very well because she was the one who managed to get yield of 9 tons per hectare. She's the one, if they've got some challenges or problem, they sit together and then they talk. So I think maybe in future, she's going to be able to mentor the others.
This community stalwart certainly leads by example, from production to record keeping.
Ukuthi kufanele ukuthi ube nelwazi lokuthi ukwadi ukuclearisha kulungisa amabhuku akho nangabe ungumlimi ubhale phasi konke kwakho lokwendile lemasimini even noma ngabe uyochecka wathi ngisho nedate lobe uyegcine kuya ngayo nalemasimini.
Yet, despite doing everything right in an area blessed with good soil and rain, planting here has its challenges.
Inkinga lengiyaye ngihlangabezane nato la kulimeni bayaye bawutshontshe umbila ngasikhathi bavulele inkomo bathfaka lapha ensimini. Ngasikhathi uyaya lapha ensimini ubathola ubabambe bakutshela ukuthi bayaxolisa ngasikhathi vele ungabatholi bavulele amagate bavulele inkomo bathfaka lapha ensimini uthi uyabuta bakutshele ukuthi abade.
Sizama ukuthi sigade. Siyagada kuze kube sebusuku silale la sigade lombila ukuthi bangawumoshi bangawibi.
Nothing is going to stop this determined group of farmers. For Mam Shongwe, farming has ignited a passion that simply cannot be extinguished.
Kimi ngikubona kuba ngumlimi ukuthi ngoba kulanhlitweni yami ngiyakuthanda. Ngibona ukuthi kukhulu la kungangimikisa khona njengoba ngithanda lokuba ngumlimi.
To Yuri Mens, kindling such love gives him immense joy, a happiness he thought was lost forever.
Wat vir my opwindend maak, ek was 'n kommersiële boer wat geboer het in Natal. My grond is geëis en ek het hierdie geleentheid gehad om 'n verskil te kom maak vir baie mense. Skielik is ek verantwoordelik vir baie hektare waar jy 'n verskil in mense se lewens maak en daar's niks lekkerder as dit nie.
Graham Engelbrecht, regional coordinator for the central parts of KwaZulu-Natal, is as passionate about the empowerment.
The moment for me is when you start working with a community or a group of people who are hesitant because it's vastly different to what they've been doing in the past and what they feel comfortable doing. So the minute they start doing it and they start seeing that success, that moment when they actually realize and believe that it's not you doing it, it's them doing it themselves. And that moment of self-belief and self-realization that it's not just something to aspire for, it's something achievable. That's probably my most enjoyable moment.
As training spreads through rural communities, it hits the core.
I've seen families that will run out of food 3-4 months into the year. And, you know, if you've produced food for yourself to eat, you're a subsistence farmer. The first step is to become a successful subsistence farmer.
Umhlabathi wethu umhlabathi alright umhlabathi wokudla kodwa besinganalo ulwazi. Khona manje sesiyabona ukuthi sesi indlala iphumile ngikhaya uma sekufike iGrain South Africa.
Johanna Mokoana farms in the Masoyini village in Limpopo, where agronomist Elias Gladler provides detailed training on safe and effective application of crop protection products.
Knapsack le uyifaka ngapha ngemuva. Ithwala 16 liter. Angithi
Umspray basitshela ukuthi fanele simede njani le mithi massive beta lapha ukuthi sibulale lokhula ngoba lokhula olukhona la lidlela lombila le clam ekufanele uyithole bese umbila wethu awubi right. Asisasebenzisi ukhula lokuhlakula so besihlupheka sisebenzisa ukhula khona manje siyaspray nje kuphela sesithelane wena grond soda umakhabeni umbila wethu muhle kakhulu.
Regional Coordinator Jerry Mtomboti is focused on the upliftment of communal land farmers. His area runs from Limpopo into parts of Mpumalanga, close to the Eswatini border. And where he's involved, growth follows.
Akufanelanga bahlale basolo bama-subsistence farmers. Our aim ukuthi sibafundisa ukuthi bakwazi ukulima kule ndawo lezi ey'ncane abanazo. Bakhona ukukhiciza umkhicizo omningi kulama 1 hectares abawasebenzisayo. Ukuze ukuthi ngokuhamba kwesikhathi uma bangaba nenhlanhla bakhona ukuthola indawo enkulu mhlawumbe abo 10 hectares or abo 15 hectares, even abo 50 hectares. Sifuna ba-graduate from kulokuba ngama-subsistence farmers, at least babe ngama-semi-commercial farmers after abo 3 or after abo 5 years. Yiyo injongo yale program yethu, i-Farmer Development Program.
In addition to the practical and theoretical courses, training also involves hands-on mentorship.
Kodwa lama skills lawa okusebenza sibanikeze wona ukuthi bakhona ukusebenza ngendlela efanele ukuze ukuthi bakhone ukukhula and bafollowishe noma balandele the correct production practices ukuze ukuthi bazokhona ukulimela i-profit bakhule babe ngabalimi abakhulu.
And between starting up and scaling up, there's value add of a different kind. It's called Nixtamalization, a way of preparing maize to make a whole lot of yummy food without the hassle and cost of milling. And it now forms part of Grain SA's training.
Nixtamalization kahle kahle ngilendlela lokuthathwa ngayo lo mbila lo womile lesiuvunile emasimini bese ke uhlanganisa nalo slake lime. Uma uhlanganisa lo mbila nale slake lime ukusokha bese uyakubilisa. Ubilisa 35 minutes. So uyakhipha ebhodweni, uyakhipha la emlilweni ukubeka eceleni for overnight. Then ngakusasa sengikhani ke ukugeza ukuwasha sokulungele ke ukuthi ungakusebenzisa.
Although the process dates back to ancient Aztec and Mayan societies, it's become very trendy as it brings out more flavor and increases the nutritional value of the maize.
Kudla lokuningi lokuthi inhlobonhlobo lo ungakwenda ngalokusebenzisa le nixtamalization. Njenganamhla besipheka ipizza, singapheka ne-yogurt, siyenda nema cookies siyabhaka nemakhekhe. Kuningi nje lokunye nema snacks siyawenda futhi ngayo le nixtamalization. Labalimi uma bangasebenzisa kahle le nixtamalization ekugcineni bayakhona ukuthi babe nekudla lekuyinhlobonhlobo lebangakhona ukusebenzisa emakhaya. Number 2, naloko ukuthi bangakhona ukudizuzela batendele imali ngoba uma bangakuthengisa uma babhaka emakhekhe bawathengisa noma benda bopizza bakuthengisa bayakhona futhi ukuthi bathola imali impilo iqhubeke iye phambili emakhaya.
Progress remains the key, but each farmer has a different journey with different goals. And so, the beautiful Drakensberg mountain range leads us to the farmlands at its foothills, where you'll find a young entrepreneur who understands the blessing of knowledge.
My name is Philani Patrick Koza. I farm in the Duguza area and also farm just outside Bergville in an area called Betani. I was born in Duguza. My mother was a nurse and my dad a shopkeeper. With my dad being a shopkeeper, I was able to go to collect stock from different farms with him. And there I would see bigger operations, bigger potato farms, large tomato farmers. And that's when that farming spark got ignited.
So much so that he attended an agricultural school and continued on to tertiary level.
So straight after university, I went to an area called Limpopo, mainly the Elgin Fairboom district. They farm a lot with apples and pears there. So I did that, and I also worked in the Free State on a sheep and a cattle farm there. Also just to polish a bit up on the academic knowledge that I'd gained.
Philani was just 25 when he decided to start out on his own with grain farming on just over 1 hectare of communal land in his hometown.
In the main, the big advantage in this area is good soils. Soils are deep, and then we've also got good rain.
Yet, soil potential is but a start, and Philani soon joined Grain SA's Dukuza study group, realizing that grain farming has its own unique requirements.
It aligned me to mentorship and just how the ins and outs of grain production in this area would pan out. Because initially I was struggling to get the correct cultivars and aligning them with the right chemicals that were suited for this area.
Ngoba izimbewu lezi esisebenzisayo zigonyiwe kakhulukazi njengakonhlava nakokunye mhlambe nasesomseni esikhulu nasemvuleni ezinkulu ziyakwazi ukumelana nezimo eziguquguqukayo njalo so lezi izimbewu nazo ziba nokuhamba nesimo esinjalo.
Exposure to modern inputs is complemented by the close farming fraternity created through the study group.
We are an 83-strong crowd. We look out for each other, and we've been very successful at farming on communal land despite all the challenges that we may face.
Umehluko owenzekile emphakathini esiphila kuona ukuba ivuselele uthando nenkuthalo ukuba abantu baqhubeke balime ngoba manje sibona umehluko nenqubekela phambili uma sisebenza singaphansi kwekweluleko ile study group.
From this solid base, Philani's entrepreneurial spirit is fed, and he's leasing land as he expands.
Just after the drought in 2017, also was able to lease more lands locally, and from then I just took whatever harvest gains that I'd made from the previous year and employed that directly into the expansion.
Strict financial discipline has also seen Philani now buying his own farming equipment.
Right now I'm at 35 hectares of maize and having gotten the other 52 hectares of soybeans, which is just something totally new, but the results seem promising.
Spoken like a farmer, set for growth.
I live for farming, and it's just something that I really want to immerse myself into.
This same commitment is found towards the northern parts of KwaZulu-Natal. Here, between Newcastle and Dundee, lies Dunhauser, where you'll find the Mutetwa siblings, children of the late Remember Wiseman Mutetwa, a farmer who left a legacy of dedication.
Ngifunda okuningi kubaba because ubesebenza kanzima and bengelula that time ngoba besingenawo umhlaba besebenzela endaweni encane kumphakathi omncane but indlela ade sebenza ngayo indlela ade progressa ngayo ibimangaza kakhulu okukhombisa ukuthi lento ibikuye isenhlizweni yakhe.
Ngeke ngikuthande mangabe ukuthi ke ngisekulimeni. Uma usulihlaza ummbila usuqala ukhipha ikhwebu usemncane ngifinde ngibuke ekhathi ukhipha ikhwebu ngize ngilale phakathi ensimini. Ngilale ngibuke ubuhle bobuhlaza ngithi mangibuka amakonyana enkomo ezele gijima ngaphansi kwenkomo nami ukuthi angigijime nawo.
It was so wonderful. I was a father's girl actually because I was moving around with my father, watching him doing his thing. I was so interested on his work and he taught me a lot about farming.
Through their dad's relationship with Grain SA, he was growing and he wanted his children to experience the training firsthand.
What made me led to Grain SA, that time, sasebenza ngama 1 hectares. So it was me and my 2 brothers were 3. So Grain SA ubesinikeza ama training ukutshala that's 1 hectare ngaleso sikhathi and ubeletha iclass every week.
Initially planting by hand, the training enabled the Mtetwas to steadily grow.
wasimentorisha emasimini every season sizoba no Grain SA size siqeda ukuharvesta even sisidayisa and we are growing.
Imbewu sitholile ushintsho olukhulu because inhlanyelo esitshalayo kakhulu yakadikal sithole ukuthi i-right kule area esikuyo iyakwazi ukubekezelela isomiso iba nesivuno esikhulu iba nezikhwebe ezinkulu iyakwazi ukubekezelela i-grey leaf spot because le area inehlushwa i-grey leaf spot so iyakwazi ukumelana nazo zonke lezo zinto lezo until kuze kushaye isikhathi sokuvuna.
In addition to modern technology, which included increased mechanization, they have also introduced crop rotation.
La eplazini i-crop rotation siplanta usoya ne-maize nama-dry beans. So siyachange after 2 years kule area sitshale umbila siyachange ngonyaka wesithathu sifaka usoya.
We didn't know nothing about soybeans, but now it's like we are experts how to plant soybeans. Even my father didn't plant soybeans. If he can come and see what we are doing now, he will be surprised that, oh wow, now we are doing this.
All this expansion required them to apply for bank loans, a process resting on solid records.
Yeah, it wasn't easy for me to get a loan because too many paperwork that are needed, but every year we're making a financial statement and Grain SA help us to draft a business plan.
And now, extra care must be taken when it comes to marketing.
Selling grain, silos, Dundee silos, and Newcastle meals. We also supply meals. We're getting the notification from Grain SA. It's better to check with them because they're sending the prices daily. So that's how we find the suffix price.
A portion of the harvest is also kept back as feed, allowing them to grow their sheep and cattle contingent. Letiwe handles the marketing of livestock through abattoirs and auctions, and she now dreams of vertical growth.
Right now we are on the primary sector. We are planting from the soil, we are producing livestock, and I wish to move from primary to secondary sector. That's where we have our own mill. That's where we have our own silos for the storage of our grains. And maybe we'll run a abattoir. So that's what we wish with this farm, to grow this way we are now. This way we generate income every month. So yeah, I wish to have this farm move to a next level.
And judging from their progress, this value adding could be more than just a wish.
So the farmers are growing because they're using now technology, because they're making money now, because the yield is increased now and they're farming in a viable way. So they're making profits. Their profits are sustainable. So there's a serious impact on the ground. They're becoming business people, not just farmers.
Transformation comes in many forms, but it all stems from every farmer and role player being passionate about what they are doing.
We have made remarkable strides in the space of smallholder development since our involvement in 2015 by addressing food security, job security, as well as addressing poverty.
If we're food secure, we've got stability in the country. And that's for all of us very important, for the whole population.
I think this program offers that opportunity to change the food security and nutrition picture of many households. And the task is to get these guys to become as professional and as growing as possible to become competitive in the full agricultural sector on their own. And that really excites me, and I want to be part of that. I want to be part of that future.
This is the heart of feeding tomorrow, today.